Good morning, Foxtrot Breedables. My name is Streaks Foxtrot, and I'm the CEO and owner of Foxtrot Breedables. It is Tuesday, July the 11th, and this is your Foxtrot update, nothing major. Remember, it is Tear It Up Tuesday. We will get to support tickets after maintenance complete. So if you put in a ticket this morning, we're going to touch base with you just to remind you that we will have to fix it once maintenance is over. Then we'll get back with you and get your stuff fixed, because the only thing worse than having to have something fixed is having to have something fixed twice, and we don't want you to go through that. So that's a policy on Tuesdays. We will get you fixed today, though. So if you need help, put in a support ticket. If you're confused, put in a support ticket. Equine horses, note cards. I hate note cards because every time I write them, nobody reads them. That's why we have the YouTube video. And so I put a basic info box at every location throughout the grid. Every place we have a display, at every breedable market and marketplace where we have a display, I have put the info box. It has got a note card with basic rundown information of how long they breed, when they recover, this, that, and the other. And then it has a link to the YouTube video where we go over all the potions and things. I think that is just so much easier than expecting people to read. I would spend days on note cards, and then people would be like, well, how does it work? And the note cards were there the whole time and no one would use them. And so I would rather make it easier for you guys to get the information than harder. And I'd also like to make it easier on us. So that's the reasoning for the box. So I'm kind of meeting in the middle where I'm giving you a note card with real basic stuff and then a link to the YouTube to get the more advanced explanations. Equine horses, you guys will see Generation 2 starting Wednesday. I kept thinking it was going to be today, and I was like, oh no, I did it on maintenance day, but everybody's horses should be turning 4 today, and tomorrow they should be turning 5. I know that waiting for a new set of traits in Gen 5 is a long haul, but I see people already planning their breeding out. They've got their 2 horses together. They're hoping to pass some traits around babies. And so in Gen 2, in Generation 2, I put in 2 new trait sets. One called Strawberry, which is a coat, a mane, which is a coat and a hair being the strawberry long and strawberry short, an eye, and a blanket. So those all pass. Those are not limited editions. That's just part of the system now. So you'll have the chance for that strawberry mane, that coat, that eye, and that blanket. The other color is liver. I know that makes you think, oh, liver, oh, liver and onions. But it's a beautiful, rich red brown that's a little more, it's hard to explain. It's not as dark as our mahogany. Our mahogany is more of a bourbon color. And this is more of a reddish orange or burnt umber sort of color. This is going to be really nice. And it also comes in a coat, an eye, a blanket, and 2 manes, the long and the short. So just bear with us. We're going to give you those traits in that gen. I believe, if I look here, that's 10 traits that we've added to Gen 2 for the liver and the strawberry. So that's two hairs, an eye, a coat, and a blanket. So I hope you guys enjoy those. I do have a strawberry coat on the main sim in the stalls. She's near the front on the right-hand side if you're walking up to the vendors. And she's closest to the front across from the marketplace. So you can go see her. She's standing out there, and I think I will bring a double liver down that we birthed last night, testing to make sure the traits were popping correctly. So I'll bring a double liver down later today when things chill out from Second Life maintenance. Next thing on our list is August 11th. This is the Breedable Expo. It's being put on by Court from Potted. The theme is a walk in the woods Breedable Expo. There we will be releasing the turtle tots, the box turtles. We will also be releasing the Crystal Garden expansion for Green Garden. So what will I be doing right now? You can almost bet that I'm working on turtles and I'm working on Crystal Garden right now. I will be working on horses trait things, but I'm also going through and we are checking other things. We have rearranged the sim. We haven't moved where the vendors are. So if you've gotten that note card in notices, or Mumbles has given you a note card that shows where the vendors are located, that still works. You're still going to land at Bunny if you go to Bunny, but the displays have changed. We've brought everything down to earth. We've made it a little more accessible, and I think that's great. In the middle of the Legacy Garden, you'll notice these circles with boards. We don't do limited edition drops for the legacies, but I have some staff members who wanted to try to make some legacy pet coats. And so we're going to put them in as purchasable limited editions. We don't do that very often. The equine horse LEs, for the first 3 days that you could buy those that would pass that hibiscus blanket trait. We've never done an LE that you purchased ever. This was the first time. It went over really well. There are quite a few on the grid. And so we thought we would do that with our legacy pets as well, because you guys don't get limited editions anymore there, not in drops. So an idea is to keep you guys having access to something, and then the gifting boards. Speaking of the gifting boards, I am behind. There's an alpaca that isn't up there, which is the 250K, which is the 250,000 Foxtrot was an alpaca. So we need to get that up on the board. I'll try to have that up by the end of the week. I'm going to try to have that up by the end of the week. Hold me accountable. If it's not up there, hold me accountable. The next thing is we are inching on 300,000 pets born in Second Life. That's massive. That's crazy. I'm amazed at that number. So we've come up with something new. When the 300,000th pet is born, I will know. It'll notify me. I'll find it. And when I find it and find who birthed it, I'll say, hey, this pet of this species is the 300,000th pet. And we're going to ask the person who bred it what they would like for that pet. Now, if it was a ferret, it's going to be a ferret on the boards. It's not going to be like, you can't say, oh, I bred the 300,000 pet. It was a ferret, but I want an equine. We're not, no. If it's a ferret, it's a ferret. If it's an equine, absolutely, we'll do an equine. If it's an alpaca, we'll do a paca. And then it'll go up on the gifting board as a Gen 1 LE. LEs on the gifting boards, LEs that are for sale from here going forward will be Generation 1. I'm not going to be selling LEs at higher levels. That's what our LE drop is for. If you're breeding in the higher generations and it's a drop window, you could drop an LE. And speaking of that, it is the 11th. The Firework LEs end tonight at midnight Second Lifetime. We extended those past the 4th of July because we had 7 days where they were not dropping. They are dropping. So we're going to make sure we are, make sure you guys are aware that that ends tonight. And the next LE is actually in August, and it is our Summer Solstice LE. And that includes the equine. So you guys will get Summer Solstice horses. And we are going to figure those up so that the blanket will pass. So that's going to be the drop trait that you get to keep. The trait you get to keep is that blanket. So we're going to work that out with my scripter, make sure we can make that work, because I think we have the check boxes in place where we can make sure that those can pass. So you'll get to keep blankets. And then we're working on something super secret and super fun with equines, kind of a fun thing to find. So we're working on a few things on the backside, and I hope to have more information soon. So thank you guys for being with us. I really appreciate it. You guys are wonderful. And as always, be kind to each other and have a really great day.